What's up, Saiyan Army? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to talk about bicep tears. And I just want to really make this video to just inform and educate you guys on the exercises that I've seen from being in the industry for 15 years, the most common exercises that I see people doing that lead to bicep tears, and how you can either one, stay away from them, or two, prevent them by proper form, changing your form, doing something a little bit different. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about bicep tear prevention. Right now, bicep tears are kind of trending. I know Larry Wheels I think it was a partial tear on his bicep, hopefully not a full tear. Antoine tore his. I tore mine and just had surgery 10 weeks ago, as you guys can see. Now how I tore mine was helping a friend move. So that's step number one. Don't help your friends, and two, hire movers. So let's talk about the bicep really quickly. There's two ways to tear your bicep. You can tear it at the shoulder, at the proximal head. There's two attachments that land in your shoulder. That's when you see people tear their bicep and their bicep kind of roll down into their elbow. And there's also the distal head, which is the bottom attachment. And when you tear that one, your bicep typically tends to roll upwards to your shoulder. So if you see someone's bicep roll up or down, that's how you can tell where they tore it. For mine, when I tore mine, it went up slightly, but it didn't look super deformed. It just obviously the shape changed compared to my right side, but it didn't look like super deformed like you guys see in the videos, or like you'll see in some of the clips that we overlay as we're doing this video. So let's get into the first exercise that I always see bicep tears happening from, and that is the mixed grip deadlift. So now we've all seen someone at a powerlifting competition, some kind of viral video of someone pulling some heavy ass weight and tearing their bicep. If you're a brand new lifter and you've seen those videos and you're like, oh, I don't want to deadlift because I've seen too many people tear their bicep, I've seen all the gruesome viral videos and everything. First off, it's a really poor excuse not to do deadlifts, and in today's video, we're going to talk about ways to work around it as well for you new lifters that are scared to do deadlifts because you guys are scared of injury. So deadlifts are one of the best movements you can do for your posterior chain, which is why I highly recommend them. For me, someone that's dealt with lower back injuries lower back issues for the past 14 years, I notice when my lower back's the strongest and I'm deadlifting consistently, that's when my lower back feels the best. So that's for you guys with lower back pain. Obviously, it depends on the person and the situation and the injury, but that's just my experience. So how do people tear their bicep when doing a mixed grip deadlift? A lot of times it's guys at their competition that have, 600-700 pounds on the bar or whatever it may be, and they're using a mixed grip and they're pulling, and all that's going on in their head is get the damn weight up. So you use every single muscle in your body, and what happens is they end up trying to curl the weight with their supinated hand. And what happens is you can't curl 500 pounds because you ain't that strong, and you end up tearing your bicep because it gets put under all that load. So how do you work around this? Now, first thing I recommend, if you're a powerlifter, learn hook grip. Hook grip is going to be a lot more safe. I've never learned hook grip, so I can't give you guys any personal experience because I don't powerlift either. But if I was a powerlifter, I would definitely learn hook grip. Yes, it's going to be painful to learn, but I think it's worth, just the risk of not tearing your bicep. Second reason I don't like mixed grip deadlifts is muscle imbalances. Because everyone's more comfortable, for me, I'm more comfortable with left hand over, right hand under. If I pulled that same weight every single time I deadlift, it would lead to a lot of muscular imbalances down the line. For me, when I was doing a mixed grip deadlift, I would switch every other set. And even though I felt awkward with my left hand under, I would do it regardless just because I didn't want those muscular imbalances. But if you learn hook grip, you don't have to worry about that at all. For you bodybuilders, I recommend just strapping up. Use straps. I do double overhand grip until my grip starts giving out. Then once my grip gives out, then I start using straps. Now, if you guys care about your grip strength and that's why, you choose not to use straps, I would use straps anyways and work your grip strength in other areas. Like I would do farmer's walks, grab 200-pound dumbbells, walk around the gym, get that grip strength right. You can also do dumbbell holds. Let's say you're doing traps. At the end of each set, you can hold the dumbbells or a barbell for 20-30 seconds just to work that grip strength. There's a lot of other ways to get your grip strength up without having to put your bicep at risk is what I'm saying. All right, so the second exercise is Atlas stone carries for you strongmen out there. This is the same way that Larry Wheels just recently tore his bicep. And this is one of those exercises where, you just really need to focus on form and, fatigue. I think after watching Larry's video, he said he's done that circuit maybe one other time, and he was on that last boulder and his body was fatiguing. And I can't speak for him or any other strongman because that's not what I do. I've never done it before, but after doing a lot of research, it's a very common way to injure your bicep. So all I can say is if you have those atlas stones at your gym, make sure, one, that you're getting taught by someone knowledgeable, someone that knows their shit. Obviously, same thing with the deadlifts. If you're getting taught by someone who doesn't know how to deadlift, like a lot of these wonky ass trainers at gyms, then it's going to lead to snap city and injury. Especially with the atlas stones, because it takes an extreme amount of concentration and a lot of form goes into it, picking up those slippery ass boulders. So yeah, it's one of those things where you gotta just be hyper aware of your form and your fatigue and not try to push it too far to snap city. However, I do know when Larry comes back, it's gonna be like Broly, straight out of the hyperbolic time chamber. All right, so the last exercise that I commonly see people tear their bicep on, and this one I want you guys to pay attention because I've heard so many stories. I don't want any of that to be you guys, okay? And that is the tire flip. Now, all gyms are getting tractor tires. They're getting the tires in at their gyms, and there's all these kids and their friends going, okay, let's go flip the tire. I've seen it on strongmen, I've seen it on the CrossFitters do it or whatever.
Oh, I just ripped my pants.
And these guys, without knowing any of the proper form, these kids are competing against each other, seeing who can flip the tire the most. And I always hear a story of someone that has tried to flip the tire, ended up not using their legs enough, ending up not getting their body close enough to the tire, all this form stuff. I'm not going to pretend like I know the form, and that's one of the reasons why I've never done a tire flip, to be honest, because I've seen and heard too many bad stories about that. A lot of times what I see happen is people try to get under the tire, they start trying to lift it up, they don't use their legs enough, they don't get their nuts close enough to the tire, their center of gravity close enough to the tire, and what happens is they start trying to curl it up and one of their biceps give out and they end up tearing their bicep, all for just fun. If you guys are gonna learn the tire flip, make sure you guys learn it from someone that's knowledgeable, someone that does it, someone that knows the form. I'm not gonna pretend like I know the form or I'm knowledgeable. I'm just going from what I've seen. That's probably one of the most easily accessible ones. Not every gym's gonna have an atlas stone set up. My gym don't have the atlas stone action, but a lot of these gyms are getting these tires in, and a lot of people are gonna mess around with them. So I'm just gonna say, just be careful with what you guys do. Learn from someone that knows the form, get the form down, take it nice and slow. Don't make it a competition or a race with your friends, because you just don't want to deal with injuries. Last thing I want to leave this video off with, and that's also just talking about just picking things up. And this is something that I would hammer in back when I used to personal train, do one-on-one training in person in New York. This is something I would hammer into each and every one of my clients. You can ask any of them, but that is just picking things up the correct way. Now, whenever they picked up a dumbbell, whenever you pick up anything, just get into the habit of using your legs. Is that done?
Yep.
All right, sorry, the yardman came, but closing this video out, a mental cue that I always use whenever I pick something off the ground, I need to make sure that I'm able to keep my head up. I'm at least able to look up. You notice a lot of people when they pick things up from the ground, say they're picking up this little ball, they always head down, lower back, and they injure themselves. I know too many people that have injured their lower backs, and yes, I know there's a bicep video, but we're talking about picking things up. I know a lot of people that have picked up things like their bag, their phone off the ground, and throughout their back, lower back is doing that. So don't let that be you. Always use your legs. No matter how heavy or light the object you're picking up is, always just get into the habit of using your legs, because those habits will carry on, especially in the gym. A lot of people, they'll pick up dumbbells and they'll pick it up, they'll use all their lower back. I understand your legs are tired, you're being lazy, whatever, but just always just squat down, use your legs. Make sure that your chest is always up whenever you're picking anything up. You'll notice when you guys see me in the gym, I'm always using my legs when I'm picking things up, just because I don't want to snap up my lower back. And I just want to build good, proper habits. That's the end of the video. Like the video, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. For online coaching, email me, gokuflex@gmail.com. For programs and apparel, check out sayanarmy.com. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love, aloha.